things you've been taught, you've been told. Don't blink, don't run, don't turn left or turn right or look straight at the sun. My mind's going in circles, I'm trying to fight it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. Going to the place where all this began. Just start again. Oh, you won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall fast to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found. And you can't start again until you break down. They say, be meek. Look beneath the bed before you go to sleep. Keep on, I shine. You'll surely get burned if you reach out and touch. My mind is a battle, I'm trying to hide it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. Under the place where all this began. Just start again. Won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall first to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found. And you can't start again until you break down. Break down. Until you break down. Oh, you won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall first to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found. And you can't start again until you break down. Hold on, hold on. You're not lost, you're not They said, don't fall, don't forget all the things you've been taught, you've been told. Don't blink, don't run, don't turn left or turn right or look straight at the sun. My mind's going in circles, I'm trying to fight it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. Going to the place where all this began. Just start again. Oh, you won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall fast to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found. And you can't start again
Guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. Hopefully everybody is doing a-okay. Bless up to every single one of you. We are here for a preview. I am not alone. I will bring my guest in just a second. But yeah, hopefully everybody's doing good. Make sure to smash the likes, hit the subscribe button, check out the channel of the guest. Obviously, we have the other part of the guest on a show every single week. Yeah, we'll go from there. So yeah, bless up to everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Without further ado, we're going to get straight into this. And let's bring in always Bayern Chelsea, but the Chelsea part of the channel, which is Jim. You have seen him on the channel before, but yeah, let's bring him in. How are you, bro?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Liam?
Yeah, doing good, man. Doing good. Thank you for coming on such short notice as well. Yeah, I'm a bit weird with the fairies at the moment. Just trying to get everything ready.
Oh no, you're totally fine, man. Happy to jump on. I mean, this game's gonna be nuts, and for Danny and I, our channel is literally Bayern and Chelsea, and for them to be playing tomorrow is going to be absolutely insane. So,
yeah, no, fully. And I'm sure someone's going to have the up on somebody. You know what I mean? Unless it's a draw, maybe. But we'll get into that. But yeah, no, fully. Obviously, there's a lot, riding on this game. It's the first game for both of us. First game in the Champions League, obviously for you guys. First game for us. And obviously, I believe I'm right by saying 6 wins gets you top 8, 4 gets you playoffs. So this is massive for both of us. Yeah, we need to win. From my perspective, Bayern need to win. We're at home. We're in good form. And that's how I see it. And I understand you guys probably are feeling exactly the same. So what are you thinking overall, though? Because when you got us, I was like, damn, Chelsea. I wanted Liverpool, I won't lie, only for Wirtz, because obviously he went to them rather than us. But obviously this has got history. You've got the 2012, you obviously beat us in our ground, which is where it's going to be played for, in the final. And we've had played each other a little bit before that. But yeah, what are you thinking on the game as a whole, bro?
Yeah, I mean, coming in, it was interesting when they released who everybody's going to play the draw. I was hoping for a match against Bayern, just mostly for the podcast, but also just because they're 2 top teams and it's going to be exciting no matter what. So I think there's so many interesting ways you can look at it. It's the first match, which I think is huge and probably creates a little bit of an advantage for Bayern, the more experienced side, as well as it being in Munich. Obviously, we know the fans are bonkers over there in Germany. So yeah, those 2 things right there, I mean, are definitely going to make Chelsea underdogs, but I kind of like that underdog mentality. Chelsea's been thriving in that mentality for a long time, as we know over the years, and especially in recent years, obviously beating PSG in the Club World Cup final. So, yeah, just a lot of different ways to look at it.
Yeah, no, fully. And I think that is one of the main factors of this game. And obviously I'm going to get your opinion on your recent form in a minute, but you are the underdogs in this game, which I think is always stupid to underestimate a team that does have the quality that you do have. We don't know fully if Cole Palmer's gonna be playing or not, but one thing we do know is if he does get minutes, he's gonna have impact, because he's that good of a player, and then your strikers and so on. So yeah, the underdog thing. Again, we've seen it, like you just mentioned it, with PSG. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think you were going to beat PSG. I don't think many people did. But you kind of did what PSG did to Inter to PSG, if that makes any sense, where it was like, oh, what's going to happen in this game? And then it was like a landslide. I remember watching that game and thinking, damn. So, yeah, if you turn up like that, this is going to be an interesting game. Put it that way.
Oh, totally. And Danny and I previewed it yesterday, so go check that out. But I talked about how Chelsea are going to have to do that exact thing that they did against PSG if they want to win this match. I think that's the only way they can win this match, if they start off really hot, score pretty quickly. I think if Bayern go up 1-0 anywhere in the first 20 minutes, it's probably over, to be completely honest. And I could see it getting ugly for Bayern if Chelsea aren't up to the moment. So Chelsea need to just really push and kind of strike right away, whether it's going to be on the break quick, and you just got to be clinical. And that's what they did against PSG, obviously, and ended up leading to that 3-0 victory.
Yeah, no, fully. Big up Tex for the donation, mate. You really didn't need to do that. I will bring your comment back up when we get into the predictions, but thank you, bro. Thank you. That means a lot to me. And bless up to you. I hope all is good. Yeah, on your recent form, though, obviously in the last game you got a draw against Brentford. Before that was a 2-0 win, 5-0 win. Before that was even a 5-0 win. And then before that was a 0-0. So you're not doing terrible in the league. You're fifth in the Premier League, which right now is, that's good. But on your last performance, the draw, what are you making of that?
Yeah, so Maresca opted to rotate just a little bit. We had Palmer, who had been hurt with this groin injury for a little while. We still don't really know how bad that was. Clearly bad enough where he was sitting out. And then rotated left back. Hato played instead of Cucurella, which is a huge downgrade. Young, inexperienced guy. Gittins got the start, and he's shown that he still needs some time to show what he can bring in the Premier League. So it was kind of a mixed bag. And then second half, once they were down 1-0, they tried to bring their key guys on, Reece James, Marc Cucurella, Palmer eventually in like the 60th minute. And that completely changed the game, turned things around, and thought they were going to sneak away with 3 points. And then, 93rd minute, I think Brentford get a long throw-in goal, which can happen to anybody. So depending on how you look at it, you'd probably say it was a down performance. And overall on the season, I would argue you probably want more than the 8 points that Chelsea have, considering the opponents that they've played in the league. But you really can't complain with no losses either. So I wouldn't say it's super positive momentum or negative, to be honest. And then if you kind of look at it as a whole, you maybe do have some momentum carrying over from the summer in that Club World Cup. So, yeah, just kind of depends how you look at it.
No, I'm with you. And that's going to be one of the most interesting things is, Palmer. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Now, don't get it twisted. You've still got Enzo Fernandez. You've still got Caicedo, which I think is going to be major for this game because, they can control games. And we know that midfields can change games. If you win that duel in the middle and then it goes from there. And Bayern aren't and haven't had, since we last won the Champions League, the best midfield. We just don't, straight up. I'm not going to lie. Kimmich is a good midfielder. Yeah, I guess he's doing good at the moment. Would I rather him play right back? Yes, but that's like me saying I want to be a millionaire. It doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. That just is what it is. And you've got two world-class midfielders, I would say. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. But yeah, we'll go off of that. What do you think is your biggest strength tomorrow?
That's a good question. I would tend to say the midfield.
Yeah.
Pretty much against any opponent. I think you can confidently say that no matter what type of game you're expecting. I think Moises Caicedo is the best CDM in the Premier League for sure. One of the best in the world. He's so talented. The amount of tackles he makes, and still he's able to play great through balls to the attack. He just is so strong. And then Enzo Fernandez, people kind of sleep on him, I think, because of his price tag when Chelsea bought him. But he's a really solid player and playmaker. I think he has created the most big chances for Chelsea in the calendar year 2025. So he's massive in the midfield as well. And then, if I'm the manager tomorrow, I'm slotting Reece James into the midfield in the same lineup that they used against PSG. And that, to me, would make the three of those guys a tremendous midfield. And I don't think Bayern would be able to match that, even though I think Kimmich is a tremendous player. And whether it's Goretzka or Pavlovic, I think they're solid. But if Chelsea went with those three, it would be tough to match that. And that'd be a big key for me.
Yeah, no, I'm fully. And I think, going from that, if I reverse the question to myself, I think our key and our main strength is going to be our attack. Harry Kane is one of the best strikers in the world, if not the best. You've got Michael Olise, obviously you will know about, playing in or was playing in your league, and obviously at your club at one point as well. But like, there is no Jamal Musiala, but we still do have Luis Diaz. Serge Gnabry's in good form. I'm pretty sure, if I'm right by saying, he scored twice, I think, last time we played. He's in good form. How long that will last, I don't know. That's where I'm thinking. I think we need to go into this game. Obviously, it's at home, but we need to go in this game and just score. You know what I mean? I know it's easy to say that, but like the last game we won 5-0. Yes, it was Hamburg. You would probably beat Hamburg. You know what I mean? Well, not probably. You would beat Hamburg. Let's not disrespect Chelsea. Now, I don't know if you'd smash them 5-0 because it seems like Bayern go against Hamburg. We always beat them. I think there's been a 7-0, an 8-0. I think 2 or 3 5-0s. So it's just like a tradition that Bayern beat them. But on the rest of it, like we had a 3-2 win versus Augsburg away. Yep. Obviously, you'll know a lot of this because obviously you talk to Danny, you co-host the channel, co-host the channel with him, so you know a lot of this. But in general, like we're in good form. Is basically what I'm saying. We're scoring a lot of goals. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. But have we faced anyone like Chelsea yet? We'll have to wait and see. You know what I mean? We'll have to wait and see.
Just going off that, I mean, I agree. I think Bayern's attack right now is so formidable. I mean, the way they are humming and connecting with each other in the attack, their right-hand side especially, Elise, Leimer, you even throw Pavlovic in there in that match against Hamburg, and then Kane, wherever he decides to play, whether he's dropping deep, staying further up, they looked so good this past weekend and have looked good, kind of up until this point. So that's definitely my biggest worry. I think Chelsea's center backs are not the strongest. I like our fullbacks and what we can offer there, but I think Bayern will definitely find some holes there in the defense, and that's why ultimately I do see Bayern putting at least 3 goals into this match because they're just so strong.
I agree. I think that is going to be our main thing though, is if we can actually convert these chances. Now we're going to get these chances. I fully agree. Obviously, that the past defenders you've had of Thiago Silva, John Terry, so on and so forth, are long gone at this point. And you've got some youngsters that maybe will go into being maybe not as good as them, but good centre backs. But yeah, we will definitely get chances in this game. It's just, can we bury our chances? That has been one thing that we've been struggling with. Obviously we're scoring good goals. Don't get it twisted. 5-0 in the last game. I can't complain. But you look at the chances. 22 shots we had. We had obviously the possession, but 22 shots, 12 on target, only scoring 5. You know what I mean? Like, we need to convert more. What was the shots before then? Let's have a look quickly. Hamburg. Where's the Hamburg? For some reason, when I go on Google, it always makes me go to the top. 1 second. Hamburg, yeah. So we beat Augsburg 3-2, which is a Bavaria derby, but 20 shots, 10 on target. So that's the thing, if we're going to be able to convert these chances. Do you think this is going to be like a back and forth game where like you score, we score, you score, we score, or what do you think?
It's tough to say. I think it could turn into that. I think both teams have some defensive liabilities. Bayern's high line at times, and just Chelsea being a little shaky. I don't anticipate that actually happening, but I could see it happening for sure. I think both teams have so much talent in the attack that if they're putting away their chances, if they're being clinical, then we could see that. It's tough because, as you said it, like that Hamburg match, I can think of at least a few chances, Elise for sure, that could have scored, and that happens with Chelsea too. So, Palmer alone against Brentford should have put the game away in that second half. Ended up only scoring 1, but could have had probably 3. So it just depends if they're efficient with their chances or not.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. I agree with you. Big up everyone in the chat. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Obviously, please do check out Jim's channel. I'm the co-host of, obviously, Always Bayern Chelsea, and obviously we have the other co-host on the Dorotten show every single week. Big up to Danny. So yeah, do you want to do a combined 11?
We could, sure.
This is going to get interesting. Let me flip these players quickly. So what formation do you play?
Chelsea primarily on paper would show up as a 4-2-3-1.
Okay, so that's the same as us. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right, let me share this.
At least that's the easiest way to talk about it. So.
Yeah. Right. Is everything ready? Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. I might actually upload this as a video as well, and I'll obviously tag you guys. What do you think for your goalkeeper? Would you go with Neuer?
I don't think it's something you have to think long about. Let's be honest. Yeah, Neuer. Come on.
Yeah. I'm just trying to be fair. I'm gonna say this straight up, and I'm putting James in.
Yeah, facts.
There's just no point even speaking. There's just no point. Okay. Who is your left back? Is it Cucurella?
Cucurella, yep. And I'm taking him over Stanisic all day. Cucurella last year was the best left back in the Premier League. So
who have we got? We've got Stanisic.
I mean, Davies makes it interesting if he was healthy, for sure.
We'll go obviously current. We'll go current. So, we'll put Cucurella in. I was just trying to think who else we had. Guerrero,
and to be honest, any German fans, Bayern fans watching this probably will hate to see that. I know everybody hates him for that handball, but he's a top left back if you actually watch Chelsea and watch Spain. He's tremendous for Spain.
Yeah, no, fully. I can't think of anybody else. Like you could push Lima there, but no, we'll go with Cucurella. Centre backs.
Yeah, I mean center backs for me. I'm going Upamecano and Ta probably. If Levi Colwill was healthy, I'd throw him at left center back there. But Tosin, Trev Chalobah, the two that will probably start tomorrow. For me, they're kind of meh players. So.
No, I'm with you. I'm thinking, obviously, I was always going to fight the battle for Upamecano. But as a whole, I would have to say that. What? Just a side note. Whatever happened with Tomori? Why did you guys get rid of him to AC Milan?
I couldn't tell you for sure, but academy product. So I think a lot of times sales just happen when there's profit. Yeah. We've sold a lot of guys to Milan too over the years. So.
No, fully. Okay, again. Which one out of the two? We can have the conversation for the other one because it's still a conversation. But would you put Caicedo in most definitely?
For sure, Caicedo. And then I'm probably putting Kimmich as my other one.
Kimmich, or do you think Enzo?
I love Enzo. Don't get me wrong. I'm somebody that, compared to a lot of Chelsea fans, I love Enzo. But I'm just kind of imagining, Kimmich alongside Caicedo, the playmaking that he could do there, I think would be unreal.
Damn. Holy moly. Didn't think of that.
I mean, he would have the license to just do whatever he wants next to Caicedo.
Yeah. No, fully. Mad. Absolutely mad. Just looking at this team, imagine if, we were to take those players. My word. That would be scary. Right. So I'm going to put Kane up top. Because he gets
without a doubt. Yep.
Unless you want to put Jackson there for the memes.
Oh man, that's good.
But yeah, no, we'll put Kane there. So where would you rather Palmer? Cam at the 10 or on the right?
I mean, I think just thinking about the options that are left here, I'm going probably Diaz, Palmer, Elise from left to right. Chelsea just haven't had a left wing in a few years now that's really stood out. Yeah. So, and Palmer to me is best in that attacking midfield, number 10 spot. He's great on the wing as well, but if I'm fitting him with Elise, I think Elise is best on the right wing.
Yeah. Okay. No, I agree. What is your opinion on like Gittins and so on?
I'm really excited about Gittins. I think he's going to be great for Chelsea. I think he just needs some time to figure out how he wants to play his game. It's a different league than the Bundesliga, and what I've seen from him so far is he just needs to be quicker with his decisions instead of kind of waiting around for that second defender to get to him. When he's just kind of going quick, like we saw that goal he had against Bayern last year, he just needs to do that a lot more.
Yeah. What about Garnacho?
Again, I think there's potential there. You know, he's still so young. He gets a lot of hate, but he has some goals in his bag that are unreal that a ton of players could never even sniff. So if he can figure it out, the potential is certainly there. That's part of Chelsea's model, right? Like throw some darts, hope guys kind of really pan out.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. Because I'm just looking at your players. I like player list to see who else maybe could get in this team.
To be honest, I wasn't even thinking about this because I was just thinking Diaz at left wing, but we're going off form right now. I'm probably putting Serge on the left wing.
Okay, interesting. Didn't even think of that, actually. I didn't think of that.
And I think Danny would agree with me right now. Like he just loves the whole Serge London thing, but
I definitely know how to spell there is. Yeah, I am interested to see if he's going to score tomorrow and then do his infamous tweet where it's like London's red. He likes to do that.
right.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But no, that's a good point, actually. Gnabry is in form. So, to be fair, I like Diaz. And I know you were saying it as form. I think some people in Bayern fans as well as just like social media in general, which we all know that social media can be as toxic place as any. But like 5 games Diaz has played, 4 goals, 2 assists. I don't think he's done too bad, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, Gnabry is in form at the moment.
I think Diaz has looked great for Bayern. I mean, he's kind of a lot of hate. He's, sometimes people are saying he's like a Sané with these missed chances at times. I just think that's how wingers are. I think every winger is inconsistent except for maybe an Elise or a Salah, to be honest. Like nobody is so consistent, So, but I will say too, going back to Chelsea, you could make an argument as well, depending on what you want in a lineup like this. You could throw Pedro Neto on the left wing because the guy is a dog when it comes to defensive work rate on that side, running up and down. So depending on how you want to play, I don't hate that either. But Gnabry is probably a more natural fit and will probably score you more goals.
Yeah, no, fully. One player, obviously he's not going to get in this team, but one player you do have is it Andre Santos? A lot of people, a lot of people rave about him. What's your opinion?
So Bayern has been rumored to ask around about him. Super young, exciting. At this point, not much of a prospect anymore for how well he did at Strasbourg, Chelsea's sister club. But and he's actually playing for Brazil now, their national team. But he, at this point, just hasn't quite broken into, who are you going to play him over Caicedo or Enzo? It's kind of tough, but he does a little bit of what Enzo does, a lot of box crashing, can score you a bunch of goals, really good in the air, also has an insane work rate defensively. I think he had the most, either won duels or tackles in Ligue 1 last year, so can kind of do it all as a midfielder. Really excited about what he can do.
Fully. And I feel like if Bayern could get him, that could be someone we could definitely to do with, as that spark. But yeah, the thing with obviously, and you'll know this as well because of the channel and because your friendship with Danny and so on. But like, there is only one spot open in that midfield realistically. Kimmich is gonna until he either leaves, retires, or whatever the hell is going on, he is taking that position. So there is like one spot open. Jamal's taking the cam, Olasey's taking the right, Diaz seemingly taking the left. So like that's the only problem. Like I want Stiller personally, still to this point, even though he's a bit injury prone. I would love a Stiller in this team, kind of like you were saying earlier with Caicedo, in the fact that Kimmich could then just be free. But the likelihood is they're just not going to get minutes because you do have Pavlovic in there, who we're trying to obviously mold into, a good player. And then obviously you've got Goretzka as well, who at times, is very good. So, fully I want Yildiz back as well. So, if I had to ask you from a score from your head and a score from your heart, what would you say?
From my head, I've been thinking 3-1 to Bayern, the entire time. I think if Chelsea, as I said, can score right away and make things interesting, then we're looking at probably 3-2 Chelsea. I think either way, in either scenario, like there'd be a decent amount of goals. But I think it'd be really tough. I would so take a draw. A draw would be a massive win, I think, for Chelsea.
Not fully. Obviously, of course, I'm against that. Obviously. One thing I did want to mention, let me try and find this tweet. Players that are out in this game, you do have quite a few players that are out. Obviously, we've got Guerrero, who's recently got injured. Ito, Davies, and Musiala, they were already injured. But you guys have obviously got Liam Delap, who's going to be a miss for this game. You could have, either had him starting or you could have had him obviously coming off the bench. Lavia, obviously, is a good player. Badashil, I believe is how you say his name.
Yep.
Colwell, obviously, who you mentioned when we were doing the combined 11. So you do have some players. Now, I'm not trying to put it or make it so you're saying an excuse before the game, not at all. But in general, you are missing some players. Do you think that any of those players, to be fair, then none of those players other than Delap, I don't think are your main players, are they? So
yeah, so Colwell, as I said, is a top center back. He kind of is our center back when it morphs into a back three in possession. He's been really missed so far. He sets up everything in possession. He was in that match against PSG, so that is a pretty big loss. Delap is what it is. Like, he hasn't played enough to really say whether that's a huge loss or not. But, Bayern, obviously, without Musiala, which is just as massive, arguably more massive. So I don't know. Same. Like, I wouldn't make excuses for that. Also, shout out to the guy talking about Mudryk in the chat. I know you're probably trolling, but I'm a massive Mykhailo Mudryk fan. So really hope he somehow wins his appeal and comes back for Chelsea.
No, I'm with you. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to go with. See, my heart is. I would love to smash you. Is in Chelsea, because obviously last time, well, not last time because we had the group.
Well, yes, you did smash in one of the more recent.
Yeah, true, so. But it still does hurt when I think about that final. But hey, if I'm being shameless with it. I'd like a 5-0. Do I think that's going to happen? No. So I'm going to go with a 4-2 Bayern. I think is what I'm going to go with.
To be honest, I don't actually think 5-0 is like super, super realistic, but I have been saying this. I do think the game could get away from Chelsea. If Bayern score early and Chelsea are the youngest team in Europe, things could kind of just all of a sudden go off the rails. So don't be like insanely surprised if that somehow happened.
Yeah. But either way, to be honest, all I really care about is a win, obviously, because we need to start this off. Who is your not next game, because I believe if I'm right by saying it's Man United is the next game, but Champions League wise, who's your next game after this one?
Benfica home at the Bridge.
Okay. Interesting.
2 weeks from now, I want to say, yeah. Yeah, it's Chelsea, I do think, have a fairly tough draw. But, yeah, so that's the thing. Like, this game isn't must-win for Chelsea. I wouldn't even say it's must-win for Bayern. Maybe must-draw at least. But, yeah, it would be – like, if Chelsea won, it would be just a massive cherry on top and would put them in an insanely good position for sure.
Yeah. No, fully. But yeah, thank you for coming on, mate. Big up to you, obviously. Big up to Danny as well. It's going to be interesting to see what does happen tomorrow. Obviously, from both our sakes, hopefully it's just a good game of football. You know what I mean? Because no one wants a boring, like I would take a boring 1-0, but no one really wants to watch a boring 1-0. When you see these big clubs go against each other, like Liverpool versus Real Madrid, whenever that happens, you know, I'm hoping for a good game there as well. But yeah, thank you for coming on, mate. Obviously, everybody, please do check out their channel. Always Bayern Chelsea. It is linked in the title, so please do check that out. Yeah, man, we'll go from there. But yeah, bless up to everybody. And again, thank you so much, Jim, for coming on, mate.
Hey, thanks again for having me. And for those watching, we will be streaming live tomorrow, Danny and I, us watching together from Danny's place. So, you know, the more I think about it, when you said what would my heart go with, it would probably be for streaming purposes a 10-9 Chelsea win, because it would be like the most insane stream of all time. So,
no, I'm with it. Yeah, that's peak. I'll try and tune in at some point. Obviously, I'll be love myself, but yeah, that's going to be an interesting one.
For sure.
Be an interesting one. But yeah, bless up to everybody. Hopefully, everybody's doing well. And yeah, we're getting out. Peace out, people.
Hey, up the Chelsea.